Hello everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Woman in Vans series. This episode will be covering the most asked questions about hygiene. If you haven't seen the first two episodes of this series, you'll be able to find them on the playlist here. We introduced the girls and Vans, and we also talked about safety on episode 2. So in this episode we talk about really some personal things, and I myself would have struggled answering those questions, and I've been on YouTube for a little while, so please remember that those are real people and that they've been really generous sharing their experience. And yeah, just be nice. And it will cover feminine topics as well, so periods will be covered in here. So if you're a man, I think you should still watch, because you know, half of the population is women and men should know what goes on in the life of a woman. But yeah, if you're squeamish, just know that we will talk about that too. I'm gonna stop rambling and let's go and hear those ladies talking about hygiene.
Coffee shops and cheap station meals, living my life on the road and the wheels.
Okay, so hygiene in the van. I get asked this question a lot. I think the question I get asked the most is how do I use the toilet? Because I don't have a toilet in my van. I just haven't really been caught short, because where I work, obviously I use the toilet there. Or if I'm visiting with friends, which I do a couple of nights a week, I will use their bathroom. And at night I have a jar that I pee in. That's it really, which I empty in the morning. So it's pretty straightforward. I also have a little kind of trowel thing that I use if I need to when I'm out in the countryside. So it's pretty basic stuff. I have not had any issues at all with it so far. I am pretty okay with with all of that. I was thinking of getting a toilet, but I just don't think I need it really. So that's the loo issue.
No, I do not have a toilet in the van. I don't have enough room, and I haven't really needed one actually. So for toileting, I mean, you know, I spend a lot of time in forests, so I'll just go pee in the bushes. I've got a little shovel in the back. If there is no possibility to use my shovel, I will take a dog poo bag and pick it up and put it in a bin. Because, I don't know, we have this really big stigma about our poo, I think. And we're quite happy to pick up our dog's poo, but our own is disgusting, which I find really fascinating as a species, I think. But yeah, so I mean, that's it. I don't like leaving it around. Loki has a tendency to eat human feces. So I try and avoid letting other people's dogs have the same pleasure where I can. And, you know, if there's like waterways or something, it's not good to leave it around. I also have a pee bucket in the van for situations where I might be a little bit more public and need to pee, and then, you know, tip that in the garden or something, whatever. And, you know, give it a wipe down with some antibacterial wipes, and off I go. So that's how I deal with that, and so far, so good for the most part. I mean, if I get really desperate, you find a McDonald's or a, you know, public toilet on the road or something. So, yeah, it's worked out alright for 2 years.
My first trip, I travelled around Scotland for I think a couple of months, and I didn't have a toilet in the van. All I had was a bucket. But I have to say, I found not having a toilet a great source of stress. I was always worried about where I was going to go to the loo. I was also worried about where would I empty the bucket as well. Like yes, I could dig, I don't know, but sometimes you're in places where you're not fully immersed in nature, so it's not like you can dig a hole and just go anywhere. Sometimes you are surrounded, you know, sleeping in car parks, and where do you go to the loo then? So I didn't that was a problem for me, basically. So when I came back from Scotland, and just before I wanted to start my Europe trip, I bought a chemical toilet. It was like, I can't remember which one it was about £50, and it really changed van life for me. I'm much happier, much happier, and Europe's really set up for getting rid of it. They have waste points, which usually for €2 you can fill up your water and empty your toilet tank. So I haven't found a problem with getting rid of it, and it just means I've got a nice clean toilet to use whenever I want.
I do have a toilet in my van. It's right in here, but I only use it for emergencies. So I try to use public restrooms as much as I can, so then I don't have to empty my toilet as often.
No, I do not have a toilet in the van. That was a decision I took from the beginning, and I still don't regret it. Because a toilet takes lots of space, which I do not have, and I prefer to use the space for much more important things like food, fruit and veggies. I mean, this box here is just full of veggies right now. I don't have space for a toilet. What I used to have was, we drove over it, so it's history. But I had a really nice cup, a metal cup, where I used to pee inside when I'm in the city, or where I'm parked in a place where there's lots of people surrounding me. So I pee inside the van here in the cup, and then I just throw it outside. For doing the big business, we have a shovel in the van. It's a big one, so in case we get stuck, I mean the van gets stuck, we can always dig a little around. Yeah, so we have a shovel in the van. We pick a place with the best view and do our business, and that's all. And that's how I used to go to the toilet. I prefer this even than sitting in a disgusting toilet in a supermarket or whatever. But of course, not everywhere you have a good view and super privacy where you can do that. So the easiest way for me it is when you're on the road to search for fuel stations. When you're in cities, public buildings like libraries, museums and stuff, they always have public toilets as well. Yeah, so this is how we do it. And it worked pretty fine so far. I mean, let's not make a secret out of it. I think there's no van lifer who's living in the van full time and for a while and who didn't shit in a bag yet. But this is not my daily life. Not at all, not even close. This happened maybe once. And it was not my favorite thing to do either.
I don't have a toilet in my van. I go in the nature if I'm in the nature, or in public restrooms, in cafe and bars and restaurants and gas station, stuff like that. If it rains, if it's I'm in a parking spot and there are a lot of people around and I cannot just go outside, I have a bottle, a glass water, I have a funnel, and otherwise I have here like a shovel, a portable shovel, where I can dig a hole, do my business, cover it up, and that's it.
My toilet, I've always had a toilet. Right from the beginning I've always had a little portable toilet, and I use biological washing powder in it. That breaks everything down. I'm happy with the toilet in the van. I know a lot of people are funny about it. I don't get any smells whatsoever. It's got a good locking system so that there is no smells in the van at all.
You can make it better if you give me a call.
Showers, or again, I probably visit friends a couple of nights a week, and they're used to me turning up now with a towel and my toiletry bag. And I also have a membership at a local It's kind of like a sports centre, and they've got a steam room, which is lovely. So if I want to, I'll go and use the shower there and the steam room, which is just fantastic. The other thing that I do is I just have very basic kind of washes. Like I'll heat water on the stove, and I've just got a really nice bowl and a flannel, and I've got a really lovely soap. And actually washing definitely takes a little bit longer, but there's a really lovely ritual about it. I mean, living in a van is different than living in a home, and it's those sort of things that you take for granted that you do every day, they just become a different kind of experience. I really have found that my pace of life has slowed down since I've moved into a van. So things like washing and stuff like that, they've become a really kind of nice, just self-care ritual. I really love it. I have really nice sort of natural cosmetics that I use, and you know, some evenings I'll know that really all I'm going to do is cook and wash and then climb into bed with a book. So that's great. That's really my approach to the whole hygiene thing, is that it's different, it takes longer, it takes a bit of thought, you know, sometimes. Washing hair has been interesting. I've started using like a natural shampoo bar from a local company, local business, and it means that I only have to wash my hair now a couple of times a week, because there's not so many kind of chemicals that strip my hair, so the natural oils stay in my hair a lot longer. So really thinking out things like that have meant that my whole routine has changed around that, and I think it's really beneficial towards myself and also towards the environment as well, which is fantastic. The other thing that I wanted to say about hygiene when it comes to living in a van is that I have found wet wipes to be an absolute necessity, and I didn't really want to use them to begin with because I'm trying to reduce the waste that I'm throwing away, but actually I've just found them to be fairly essential. I did find a recipe the other day online for homemade wipes, which seems to be working quite well. You use kitchen paper towels and soak them in a mixture of water and olive oil and natural liquid soap, and I add some essential oils as well, and it's really nice actually. So that's worked pretty well and makes me feel a bit better about using them. But yeah, definitely really absolute essential.
Do you know what? I've really found that since starting this trip, my perception of needing showers has really changed, and now I'm quite surprised by this societal view that we must shower every day, and if we get like a little bit of sweat that we're gonna stink and that everybody's gonna hate us. It's like, no, it's fine. You're actually okay if you don't do that every day. And I don't know, I think people find that really of a gross thing, but I find now, even if I'm in a house, that I don't tend to shower every day. I don't think I smell. I mean, if I do smell, if you've met me in person and I smell, please tell me. But I don't know, baby wipes are great. You always have a little thing of baby wipes. I think every van dweller has baby wipes. I wash my hair like once a week or something. I actually find that if I wash it and then don't do anything with it and just kind of leave it and don't get it wet or whatever, by the end of a week or 5 days I can feel it's getting a bit oily, and then I'll plait it or something, but it doesn't need a wash every day really. In Sweden over summer last year, I found water from lakes and from dog clubs. Actually always have taps that you might be able to use. I was a member of the dog club, but I think you could probably go there, fill up your water quickly and leave if you're a bit sneaky. So I would wash my hair under their taps, and just swimming in lakes like every day and stuff. In winter, yeah, your baby wipes, I might book an Airbnb because it's cold and I want to get out of the cold, or go to camping places too. depending on where you are. I was in like Norway in November last year, year before last, and it just got too cold to just be in the van without heating, so I ended up going to camping places, and of course they have showers too. I know there's some places that you can find showers around the place, but I never really like used truck stop showers and stuff. I may have washed my hair in a McDonald's sink a couple of times, but that was a bit dodgy. Oh, and because I do dog competitions, they quite often have a shower there as well, because you're running around and they often have like 2-day competitions and stuff, so I would maybe jump in one of their showers too. So yeah, that's how I would deal with that issue.
Right, how do I take showers? So I go to campsites. I go to a campsite at least once every 2 weeks to do my washing, plug into electricity and take that shower. I also have, I don't think I've got it with me, but I've also got one of those battery powered showers, so it's got a little miniature pump and you put it in the water and then you've got a shower head. I use that in the summer. I haven't showered outside, I'm not gonna lie. It's just, I'm not that person that's gonna shower outside in bikini or naked. I just value my privacy a lot. So I haven't done that. But most of the time I just wash in the van. I've got a sink, I've got a collapsible bucket, and I've got that powered shower. So I wash my hair every couple of days in the sink, and I give myself a body wash, and then yeah, take a long shower at a campsite. In Scotland, I went to local swimming pools a lot. So that's brilliant actually, that was great. Go for a swim and then have a shower. And places that have public showers as well. Scotland was great with that, France was great for that, but I haven't found any in Portugal, and I didn't look for them in Spain. So yeah, that's how I shower.
Normally there is shower facilities where I work. If not, I take showers at friends' place or in public bathhouses.
There's not really a difference between how I take showers in the summer or the winter. Although when I was in Spain during winter, I tend to use the beach showers, because then I don't have to refill water. And the beach showers, they are ice cold. So it was just me being lazy. But now, when I'm not in Spain anymore, I use my outdoor shower. So it's a regular shower head, and then there's a pump that you put in the water. And I have this 20 liters thingy for water. And that's it. I shower outside.
There are many ways to shower. The things that I do the most is going on a campsite and asking just for a shower, or to a swimming pool, or a sauna, which is also super nice, or people that we meet, or friends and family that we visit. Like, the first question is always like, can we have a shower? But what we do mostly and mainly in summer is that we use our pump shower. We have a pump shower system which works great, and we can both shower with 8 liters.
I have solar shower. It's 8 liters, and I use it when the weather is warm. I think everything up 20 is for me warm. 18. So I'm using it for outdoor shower. And before that, before it was so warm, so at the beginning of my travel it was still very cold. This year was very cold. We had a very cold May, and I just went to swimming pools, gyms, mainly swimming pools, and I just went there, took a swim, paid for the entrance. Is usually around 3 euros, 2-3 euros. And in North Europe it's very common to find swimming pool. Every little village has a public swimming pool, so it wasn't difficult to find places to shower. I don't know if it would be the same in Italy, because I don't think there are so many as I found in North Europe.
So when it comes to washing in the van, as I said, when I first started out, I went to a gym and used the shower there, and just had a bit of a flannel wash on weekends. These days, I have bought a porta lock. It's like the old garden weed sprayers, but it's got a little shower head on the top. And before I got my sink, I was showering outside in summer, obviously, just with the back doors open and a curtain across the back, and that was lovely. You just kind of pump the handle and then the water comes out. And when I'm not having showers, I just have flannel washers. These days, and in winter, I will wash my hair over the sink with the same porta shower and flannel wash. I'm more than happy with that. There has been times when I've been near friends, and especially when I moved over to Somerset and I didn't have access to a gym, I used my friend's shower. And certainly in winter, when I didn't have any heater, I didn't have a heater, so wetting your hair in winter takes hours. If it dries at all, it takes hours, because there's just no heating in your van to dry your hair. And even though I've got a inverter now, it's not powerful enough to power a hairdryer. So in winter I still have trouble drying my hair unless I put the heater on. So as soon as the heater's on, my hair can dry. In summer I just let my hair dry naturally, so that's not really a problem at all.
Do you want a ride in my mini camper van?
I'm going through perimenopause at the moment, so my periods are all over the place, but I use a moon cup. So I find that works really well in the van. I just empty it whenever I use the bathroom, and that's pretty much it. So very much the same as out in normal life.
I don't think it's any different. So just before I left, I started using like a menstrual cup, and actually I freaking love this thing, and I really wish more women would use it, because I haven't bought a period. I haven't bought like a pad or a tampon in maybe like 3 years now, and for me that feels really lovely that I haven't contributed to, you know, waste and throwing out, you know, however many tampons every day and all that. You just wash it and off you go. I mean, it's brilliant. The cup you empty in the morning, you empty at night. Like, it's only twice a day. It's perfect. You know, tampons, you're always having to find toilets and bins and everything. You know, like, if I really need to, this is gonna be gross, I'm sorry, but like, you can go in the forest and empty the cup and give it a wipe and wash it when you get back in the van. You're not making any waste. You don't have to worry about where to put that waste, you know, like, it's fine. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much normal, similar to normal life, really. Same thing.
Ah, okay, this one's a good one. How do you deal with periods? Is it any different when living a normal life? Not really. No, I don't think it's any different.
It can be really tricky to have your period in a van. I don't have a toilet, so I try to make sure to park somewhere close to nature. So I do have a toilet. I use a cup, so I don't have any disposal from my periods. That helps me a lot.
There is of course a little difference compared to normal life, because you don't have like an endless source of water in the van, but I normally use a cup. It's a messy thing no matter if you live in a house or in a van, but it's also the most sustainable thing to use compared to tampons. So yeah, this is what I use normally, and I'm dealing with it just fine. Like, there's no difference between van life and normal life when it comes to that for me.
Check into a hotel. Do you want a ride?
I have a cold right now, and this is because I've been in civilization. For the 2 years that I've been living this van, I have not been sick. And then as soon as I get back to spending time with people, I get sick. So I recommend, if you don't want to get sick, to just live your life in a van away from everybody else.
So It's not a typical sickness, but I fell when I was hiking and I landed heavily twice on my coccyx, on my lower back, and oh my god, the agony. I've never injured my back before, and I have got a new sympathy and awareness of those that live in chronic pain, because that was something else. And when you're living in a van, bending, lifting things, it's like quite a physical life. And when my back was so sore, I really struggled to move, and yeah, was not in a good place. Again, I went to a campsite and found a community there that were able to give me a hand, and they donated like outdoor chairs so I could actually have a comfortable seat to sit on, because you know, van life isn't that comfortable, and so little acts of kindness like that absolutely saved me. Yeah, it's not fun being ill in the van, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think it's fun being ill anywhere, and that is probably one of the times I felt my most lonely, because it would have been wonderful to have had a second pair of hands. Forget the companionship, just people to do stuff for you would have been nice. But that's when the kindness of strangers is the most magical.
No, I've never been ill in the van, and I'm happy for that. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I have been sick in my van twice, I think, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if you're sick, you're gonna feel bad no matter where you are. So I just rested, and there's nothing else to it.
I have not been ill in the van, knocking on wood. I've thought about it though. If it ever had to happen that I'm ill, I have, I don't know, temperature, or I don't know. If anything happens, I think I would just go to a hostel or hotel where I can rest, because I don't know, maybe I can manage to be here, but you know, I have to drive to charge up the batteries because I don't have any solar, and if I'm ill, I probably wouldn't want to drive and find every time a new spot, so I think I would just go to a hotel and rest.